Good afternoon. My name is Kellie Cadogan.
Hi, I'm Tracy Irene.
I'm Tanika Drakes.
I'm Nicola Mears.
And I'm Sabrina Hain.
So I started training at East Point Productions in October of 2018 as part of what I would call a reinvention of Aquila. It came around the time where I had decided that my current career path was not where I wanted to settle, and I wanted to explore more of what I enjoyed, which was more creative things, so dancing, acting, and singing. And I'd never been technically trained in singing, even though I always felt like I could hold a tune. So then I decided that I would seek out some formal voice training. And I feel like my cell phone heard, because then one day I went on Instagram and I saw a sponsored ad for East Point Productions. And I immediately reached out to Kellie, and she was warm and inviting, and I immediately signed up, or I agreed to sign up. And once the next term started, I was a part. And I have not regretted it. It was everything I imagined it would be and more. I feel like while I definitely do see progress in my voice, in my breathing, which was identified as one of my major areas for development, once I saw progress in those areas, I saw the way that the vocal training rippled through other areas of my life. So when I had to gather the courage to sing in front of strangers, because the first time in class I don't know anyone, and I'm asked to sing a song, and singing in front of strangers is very different from singing in your shower. So once I had to gather that courage, I found that it then seeps into courage in other areas of my life. So it gave me the courage to actually leave a field, a career field, that I wasn't getting fulfillment in anymore, and to launch out into developing what I consider a passion. So I'm grateful to East Point Productions, to be honest with you. I feel like it's one of those puzzle pieces that helped bring the picture of what I want my life to look like together. And I would encourage anybody to try it. Anybody that has an interest in singing at all. One of the things that Kellie said, one of the first things I heard her say was that anybody can learn to sing. We tend to think that singing is for, a chosen few. Like, you must be able to hold a tune first. But I've seen that that's not necessarily the case. And so I would encourage anybody with interest to try it.
Okay. Very good. For me, I grew up singing. I grew up singing from the time I was about 8 years old or so, and then throughout my life, I've had the opportunity to sing. So when I came back from studying, I came back to Barbados, I wanted to continue that. I had been out of it for about 4 or 5 years, and I actively searched for vocal trainers. Any person I came in contact with, I would ask, well, do you know of anybody who does vocal training in jazz or any kind of modern singing or vocals or anything like that? So I actively sought someone who did. I was given a bunch of names, but when you see someone's name on paper, I don't know what it is, but something resonates with you. So one of my first calls was really to Kellie, because I was given Kellie's cell number, but then she introduced me to East Point Productions, and this is what it offers. So when I joined East Point Productions, I actually joined on the 3rd term of a year. So I was able to be a part of the Walkin in My Own Shoes production for 2018 before I started a full year into 2019's production of Walkin in My Own Shoes. For me, the experience has been awesome, not only in terms of the skill set you learn or you develop through vocals, the people that you meet as well. I find that East Point offers this family-oriented type of atmosphere, so I really appreciate that, because for me, singing is an escape, is a place to go or something to do that takes your mind away from everything else you have to deal with, any kind of pressures, any kind of stresses. It takes me to a place where you want to be happy, you want to kind of be, engaged in. So for me, if you want to find that within yourself, as Aquila said, anybody can sing, as Kellie usually states in her ads, anyone can sing. And I truly believe that, to be quite honest. You don't have to be a particular soprano or alto or tenor. You don't have to fit within a particular range. The great thing about walking in my own shoes and what that tagline means is that you can develop your own your own voice, your own style of doing something, and you're not forced into a particular genre of doing music. Your own shoes is what you will walk in, so to speak. You find your own shoes, and you have a wonderful time walking in them. So for me, anyone who wants to be a part of the production, whether it's East Point Productions in terms of vocal singing, and you think, well, I can't be a part of the show, trust me, after a year, you feel so comfortable and confident in what you're doing, you will want to be a part of the show and the production.
Well, for me, my story started similar to Tracy when I was quite young. I actually started around 2 though. I was doing solos in church from 2 to 16. And then somewhere around 16 I decided I want to do this professionally. But my parents weren't very keen on it because they wanted me to continue my studies. So academia took over and I stopped singing. I got lost in my career, and as the years progressed, I ended up getting a bit of stage fright. Because you become, the older you get, I guess, the more aware of yourself you become, and the judgment of others. So for that time period, I stopped singing altogether. But I always felt like something was missing. I was feeling, because I am very much an academic. It is a huge part of my life, and I'm also very creative. So last year, around June, July, I decided I need to do something about this, because I don't feel very much like myself. And like Akila, I saw the paid ad on Instagram, and I decided, let me email East Point Productions and see what they say. And again, Kelly is so welcoming and open and friendly. So I said, okay, I'll try it. What do I have to lose? If I go for a term, I've missed out on all these years that I wanted to be singing professionally. I might as well. So I did that, and the first class, Kelly likes me to tell this story. Personally, I do not. The first class, I was so nervous that Akila said, I did not sing in front of people for, I'm not going to age myself, for a long time. So I got up and I started to sing, eyes closed, fists closed, everything closed, and I did it. On leaving, however, I went back to my seat and missed the majority of my tune. And on top of everything else, almost fell in front of the entire class. So that is a running joke now in class. They all laugh and say, oh, she's come so far. She's falling off chairs. She's not falling off chairs anymore. So there are also pizza recitals that we do at East Point where you can shed that fear, where you're in front of family and friends and you get to perform in front of these family and friends. And I found that that was amazing for me because every time I did it, I came so much further than I thought I would, to the point now that I'm fine. I will sing anywhere, anything I'm comfortable singing, and I now love to be on stage. So for me, East Point has given me that confidence to be who I am, and that fear that I had, because it was a deep-seated fear, that fear is now gone. And like Akila also said, so many other areas of my life now I'm ready to face head on because I've overcome what for me was one of my biggest fears.
Well, on to me. It's going to be a bit repetitive, but I would say for most of my life I was surrounded by music because my dad did a bit of DJing and so on. So it was always music for me. And I was always allowed to sing out. I had my brothers, they were all older. They had a band. And I felt like the female version of Michael Jackson because I would always be in the middle singing. And I'm not too sure it would sound good, but they never made me feel bad. But I left here too. I went overseas, I studied. And I was in a glee club where I was then. Came back here into my adult years and so on. Where I worked, one of the workers, they heard me singing a day and they said to me, we have a choir. You need to join the choir. And they said, well, Kellie Cadogan, you should run the choir. I said, Kellie Cadogan actually want me to sing? we knew Kellie Cadogan's name and jazz, and we were always mesmerized by her. But I joined. It was fun, and then I went over into East Point Productions, where it became more fun for me. I do have a shyness about getting on the stage, to be quite honest, but it has grown. I can tell you over this year it has grown, because I did a lead that I had some fantastic support, and the song that I sang was Whitney Houston, and I was on. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, but yet they still can't get me to sing at karaoke, but I'm just saying. But it's really nice, and I would say either male or female, it doesn't matter whether you are a guy or you're a girl. Come to East Point Productions. You can sing, you go there. Because when I first joined, I had quite a few males within my group, and they're fantastic now. And the thing about it, we build friendships for the time that we're there. All of the tutors there, they push you hard. At times, you honestly feel you want to give up because you're either scared or you're nervous or something. But they always encourage you to go and to give it your best. And that's why we're here today, because I can tell you, I did not want to be on this camera, and I'm right now. I was really scared, but they all threatened me, so I'm here. And it was worth it. It's definitely worth it for anyone that want to be a part of it. Just come and join us. You have a blast.
Yeah.
Well, my experience with East Point Productions started in 2011, all the way back then. A friend of mine passed away, and we had always talked about all the things that we wanted to do, and on that list of things was voice training. She passed away in 2010. So in 2011, I decided, okay, I'm going to carry on and do all the things that we said we would do. And I joined East Point and was on stage at the end of my first term. I don't know how I did that, but with Kellie's encouragement, I did. Over the years, I had to miss some class, sometimes a year, sometimes a few months, but I always will go back, because the value, I can't really say it. I mean, Kellie is now a friend, and we have deep conversations, and I would encourage anyone to join East Point. You get the opportunity to get over your stage fright. You get the opportunity to build friendships, and for me, it helped with public speaking and so on. So I would encourage anyone to join.